In example 3, we're going to use a graphing utility to graph an equation. Using a graphing utility to graph the equation y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4/3. We're going to enter the equation in the y equal function of the calculator, and then we're going to set the window settings so that both the x and y intercepts are showing in the window. So we're going to go ahead and then plug our equation in the calculator. Now, just to be on a safe side, whenever I deal with fractions, I tend to use parentheses. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that, but just to be on a safe side, we're going to go ahead and put the left parenthesis and then negative 2 divided by 3. And again, make sure you use the negative symbol, not the subtraction symbol on the calculator. And then we're going to put on variable x. And then use the subtraction sign, and then parentheses 4 divided by 3 with our closing parentheses. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and then graph this. Now when I graph this, okay, we can see that what the first portion looks like. So the first part of this graph has the window setting at negative 10, 10 for the minimum, maximum for x. The x scale is at 1. The y minimum, y max is negative 10 and positive 10. And the y scale is 1 and the resolution is 1. Now, if we want a closer picture of this graph, okay, what we can do is we can go to the window and then change our settings. We can then rewrite this now as negative 5, and then positive 5. And then the y minimum, we can leave that as negative 3, and make the y maximum positive 3. And again, it's just going to zoom in the graph a little bit closer. And so the closer that we get, the closer that we can see the intercepts of the particular graph. So that is one way of using the TI graphing calculator. Now, if we want to use Desmos, okay, we can come in here and we can type in our fraction. So the cursor, you want to move the left and right arrows to make sure you can put the variable x in there. And then we're going to subtract and then put in 4 divided by 3. So here we're going to have the equation. And if you notice, we can either scroll in and closely look at what the x and y intercepts. And what's nice about using Desmos is that when you click on that point, it's going to tell you what that point is, where it crosses the x and y axis. And same thing over here. When you click on that point, it's going to tell you where it crosses the x and y axis. So again, you can either use Desmos or the graphing calculator. And we're only going to be using that to be able to look at particular graphs on some of our exercises.